If I asked all of you as a group, what's this about for you? Is there a word?
Truth.
Justice.
Justice.
5 women speaking out on national TV for the first time, exposing years of sexual abuse by men devoted to preaching the Word of God. As children between the late 70s and early 90s, they lived in some of the hardest to reach places on the globe. Their parents sent to work as Christian missionaries by a Florida organization then known as New Tribes Mission. The kids were placed in boarding schools where dorm fathers were in charge. They would lead devotional readings each night, then put the girls to bed. All say that's where the sexual abuse happened.
He would tuck me in at night, and he would just sit on my bed and stay too long.
Carrie and Bonnie both lived in Senegal, West Africa, where they say they were abused by their dorm dad, David Brooks. Over in the Philippines, Joy, JCL, and Kelly say they were abused by their dorm dad, who was also Kelly's biological father, Leslie Emery.
He would put the chair next to my bed and put his hands under the covers. To this day, I sleep with a pillow on either side of me.
I was roommates with almost every single girl that was molested or raped. And I had to pretend I was asleep as well.
You okay, Bonnie?
I need a minute.
When Carrie finally told her parents what happened to her, she says the mission tried to cover it up.
The mission leadership told my dad on the phone, "You are going to ruin this man's ministry if you keep talking about this."
So he continued to serve as a dorm dad in Senegal.
Yes.
After more complaints, the mission let David Brooks go back to the U.S. When Kelly reported alleged abuse at the hands of her father, she says mission leaders tried to silence her as well.
I was called in as a 15-year-old with 3 men in a room. They told me to not say anything.
Her family was abruptly sent back to the U.S.
Nobody calls the police?
No.
Nobody tells the authorities in the U.S. at least?
No one.
New Tribes Mission, now called Ethnos 360, admits more needed to be done. Child abuse in any situation is heartbreaking. Our heart goes out to any victims, a spokesperson told NBC News. In 2010, New Tribes commissioned an outside investigation into only what happened in Senegal. It found more than 20 children were sexually abused over 2 decades, and David Brooks, the dorm dad in Senegal, was by far the biggest offender.
Your abusers have not been charged with a crime?
No.
Are they on any kind of registered sex offender registry?
No. I think that's the scariest thing, is thinking that they're still out there.
We tracked down David Brooks in a small town an hour south of Atlanta.
I'd like to ask you some questions about Senegal, if I could.
You can, you may not.
I may not.
You may not.
Do you want to say whether an investigation found that you sexually abused multiple children? Do you want to respond to that?
And no response whatsoever.
Leslie Emery, the dorm dad from the Philippines, lives in Virginia and agreed to speak. He confessed to abusing missionary kids, but not his own daughter, Kelly.
I did sexually molest those 8 girls there when we were living at the dorm. It always happened at night when everybody was sleeping.
Do you think you should have gone to jail?
Yeah, sure. I should have been decapitated probably.
As adults, every one of these women reached out to law enforcement authorities and were told it was too late to press charges.
How many of you worry this might still be happening?
Every day.
Yeah.
I think about that every day.
I think that's why this is so important, is just to show others that there's no shame.
You have strength.
Yeah. I'm strong for the little girl that was never able to say anything. And I'm strong for her. And I'm a strong woman. And will do my best to protect anybody who sees this and wants to speak out.
So Ethnos 360, formerly known as New Tribes, told us a few more things. They've made improvements in child protection policies. They have recurring child safety training. They say they've hired an independent team to review or investigate ministry locations. They say staff members were terminated and disciplined, and they set up a perpetual fund to assist victims with counseling. But I will say the women we interviewed, Stephanie, say they were told they reached a limit and then they were cut off and no longer being reimbursed for any of the counseling. We should also mention that 2 of the women we talked to settled with New Tribes Mission, now Ethnos 360.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.